Yo, so long guys, it's Tom and welcome back to a brand new video on episode number 6 of my season 2 career mode and episode 27 for the whole series as a whole of my career mode on F1 2016 here for the 2017 season and the 2017 Monaco Grand Prix. And as you can see right now, we're currently in practice getting down to the nitty gritty around a very tricky circuit where you really have to be dialed in and really be in the zone. Now, I can still feel, even from the last race, I'm still very green on this game, and it took me quite a few laps to really get in the zone around here. I actually did some extraordinary practice outside of the R&D development, so I actually just did a few laps on a set of harder tyres just to try and get a feel for the track and a feel for the car. But as you can see right now, we're kind of doing the tyre wear test after we absolutely smashed the track acclimatization, and also this track's fairly easy to achieve the full score on the tyre wear test. As you can see right now, absolutely smashing it so far, and now coming through the final corner on the end of lap 6 out of 7, we're going to finally hit our target of 80 points for maximum possible resource points on this particular test. And so far, Monaco is a track that, you know, if you really get in the groove, there's so much time to gain, and also the AI, in contrast to what it was in Catalonia, the AI are so slow around this track, so if we could really hook it up, we could be in a very good position here. But as you can see right now, in the qualifying test, we actually got held up by Marcus Ericsson, so eventually on our second attempt we managed to smash the target, and that was the story of practice. So we can now move into the story of qualifying and see how the grid lines up from the Monaco Grand Prix. So qualifying was underway on a beautiful Saturday afternoon in the Monaco Grand Prix, and as you can see, the boats are out, the fans are out, and it's going to be a very interesting qualifying session. As you can see now in Q1 on the super soft tyre, deciding to go for the super soft early to get it out of the way because I want to start the race on the ultra soft. I decided to qualify through into Q2 on this tyre, and I actually managed to do that quite comfortably. As you can see, first place, and overall a pretty successful session by ending the session in that very same position. So a quite comfortable Q1 performance on the super soft. Also Max Verstappen there following me on that exact same decision, and also a few more other cars, so it seems to be quite a popular decision to start Q1 on the super soft. But now in Q2, as you can see, once again first place, a very comfortable lap time, this time on the ultra soft tyre, and managed to get through quite comfortably in first place by around 2.5 tenths of a second over Max Verstappen, which would eventually get us into Q3 quite comfortably. And speaking of Q3, we're going to run aboard now for my entire lap around Monaco for qualifying. As you can see now, coming into the first corner, Sainte Devote lock up on the right front, where we managed to hit the apex beautifully, running it as close to the wall as possible on the left hand side on the exit. Now going up the hill into Massenet turn 4, very crucial to actually turn a little bit later, and actually missed my apex by turning a little bit too late. Now flicking it right through Casino as we now go downhill into Mirabeau down a second gear. Make sure you try and get as close as you can to the inside to try and help the camber of the track lean you inwards into the corner. Now down to Lowe's hairpin, locking up the left front ever so slightly as we now flick it through this right hander, trying to use as much curb as possible now into Portier, and a very tricky corner here. There's a lot of lines you could take. Personally, I like to attack the corner, be nice and aggressive, and as we now go through the tunnel, we prepare ourselves for the breaking point of the Nouvelle chicane down the second gear. Make sure you don't hit the wall on the inside there, it's very easy to spin out, and we actually take the chicane quite aggressively there, and a very nice line there, getting in a lot of time as we now go through to back in fourth gear, very close to the wall on the exit, as we now flick it through the first part of the swimming pool complex, and now into the modified second part where there's a lot of time to be gained because the AI are very slow through there. And now finally through Rascas, the penultimate corner, getting a great run through there, and then finally into Anthony Nose, the final corner before opening up the DRS, and we're now going to come across the line. Let's see where this puts us on the grid. It's probably going to be first place, and yes, it is a fantastic lap there, and an absolutely incredible one in Q3. Pull one out of the bag, and overall, with the exception of one or two minor mistakes, that was a very good lap and a very successful Q3 session, getting pole position there by over 5 tenths of a second over Max Verstappen. So a really good lap there in Q3, and surprisingly nobody else below me improving on their Q2 time. So quite an interesting stat there, but overall a very successful qualifying for the Monaco Grand Prix, and that hopefully should set us up quite nicely for the race. So without further ado, we're going to jump into the race now for the Monaco Grand Prix, and let's see what we can do from first place on the grid. Right, so here we are then for the Monaco Grand Prix, my second race back on the full-time YouTube schedule, and I've got to say, even though we absolutely smashed pole position in qualifying, I still feel very green and not 100% confident still. It's taken me a long time to find my racecraft and just sort of rhythm that is something that's really required for Formula 1, especially around Monaco. So we're going to see if we can settle into a rhythm around this track here, but hopefully we can have a good race. I'm really looking forward to it. Monaco is one of my favourite tracks on the calendar, and as qualifying proves, it's fairly easy to get a fairly good lap time versus AI if you hook the lap up completely, which is easier said than done. But either way, we've got a nice easy race ahead of us, fingers crossed. We've got no rain expected, and we've got a one-stop race, and I've under-fueled quite severely because it's quite easy to save fuel around here. So without further ado, we're going to jump into the race, and fingers crossed we can try and take away a win in the Monaco Grand Prix. Right, here we go then. The 5 red lights are coming on now. I'm going to rev up the engine, and we're going to set the clutch away and try and start this race, and off we go off the line. And I've actually bogged down a little bit. Verstappen has had an absolute stonker on the outside. He's going to go clean around the outside of me, and also Ricciardo's trying to pick up a sniff, but Verstappen's had an absolute incredible start there, and I just bogged down a little bit off the start line there, not really getting enough revs because just couldn't seem to find a sweet spot, like I said, and just overall struggling to find a sweet spot in just my overall racecraft. But we're going to try and settle into a rhythm around here and see if we can keep up with the young Dutchman and also not make any sort of mistake and try and have a nice solid race from here on out. Right, I'm all over the back of Max Verstappen. I've settled into this race quite nicely, but it's just a question of trying to find a gap to try and get past the Dutchman, because obviously this is Monaco and it's near impossible to overtake. I'm going to try and switch back on Max here. Can I stick my nose up the inside? It's going to be tight. I've got to leave him the room, and he just holds on, trying to pick up some traction here. Can we try and make a move here into the first corner? We're going to slide up the inside, just can't get late enough on the brakes. Verstappen holds on for now, but it's getting off to a pretty fastly start this race as DRS now gets enabled. Right, we've got DRS this lap. This should be a much better opportunity to try and get past Max Verstappen. Here we go, DRS wide open. Can we get close enough into the first corner? No, we can't. Max Verstappen is so good on the brakes into that corner, and I just can't seem to make a move just yet. So good defensive driving from the young Dutchman, holding on with the pressure from me behind around Monaco, but surely it's a matter of time before I can size him up for a move, because I feel like I've got the pace here to get past him. Right, let's try this one more time. DRS should become available now, and I've actually picked up quite poor traction through there, so I don't think I'm going to make a move. I'm not close enough, I don't think, to Max Verstappen. And no, I'm not. I'm just going to have to sit behind for now, but I'm really struggling to really get the crucial exit that I need to make a move on Verstappen, because that Red Bull's got incredible acceleration, but I do catch it up by the end of the straight quite easily. So it's just one of them ones where we don't have enough acceleration in this Ferrari power unit to really go on the back of him. However, now maybe up the inside, I'm going to slide, I'm going to stick my nose in. Oh, I was so close, nothing happens though. Max staying resilient under the pressure and not buckling, crucially. So very, very tough racecraft here from the young Dutchman, but still holding his own quite nicely here. Right, we're going to try this one more time. Come on, let's try and pick up the traction this time. That's much better than last time. We're much closer this time. Here we go, DRS wide open. We should be within range to make a move here. Can we get him on the brakes? Oh my god, I was so close. I just can't get Verstappen on the brakes. He's so good. He's so late on the brakes into the first corner. I just can't match him. So it's going to be frustrating this. We're going to have to swallow our pride. Worst ways, I'm going to have to stick behind him for a little while and maybe leave it to the strategy and try and go for an undercut or an overcut. Oh, sugar. That's not gone well. There we go, managed to flick spin that quite nicely actually. We've actually managed to recover the damage quite nicely, not lose too much time there, and also only recovering P6. That's going to hurt my rear tyres a little bit, but crucially we're facing the right way. But I've done that mistake a million times, I almost going to the wall. So it's just the risk of Monaco. The walls are there for a reason, and if you push too hard, that's what happens and you pay the price. So a very big setback there. We need to try and recover here and get back into a rhythm. So a little bit of a sit rep. I'm now on the back of both of the silver arrows, but it's the same issue again. Just not really finding much of a place to get by. It's going to be an issue. However, we are approaching the pit stop window. The window opens at lap 16, but I'm thinking I may pit a bit earlier to try and jump this entire queue of cars and try and at least leapfrog myself back into second place with a couple of really fast laps. But it all depends how this recovery drive goes and if we can make some overtakes, which, as you can see, the Mercedes cars are going to be an impossible task in a straight line, so I'm going to have to try and catch them off guard somewhere else on the track. But my rears are starting to go a little bit now because of obviously the wheel spinning that I did when I had to recover the car and turn it around to point it the right way after my spin. So at the moment I'm leaning towards an undercut, and I think I'm going to give it one or two more laps, and if nothing happens then maybe by the end of lap 14 I'm going to come in for a stop. Oh, cheeky, there we go, we've found a little bit of a gap. Come in, try and get past Lewis Hamilton. Going to leave him the room, it's going to be tight. Oh, can we pull it off? DRS wide open. Let's see if we can make the move stick. Oh, here comes Lewis. He's tapping up the rear. He's trying to hit me. Oh, he's going to go for the move. He's gone for the dive. Is he going to pull it off? No, he doesn't. We just hold on to our position. But Lewis is really hitting me up the rear all the time down the straight there. I feel like he's going to spin out any second. But we just hold on to the position and we're up into P5. Okay, here we go. Then we're going to come in now this lap for my first stop. Actually, no, because Raikkonen's pit, so that's completely ruined my plan. And it looks like everybody's in except for me and Verstappen. So the whole undercut plan is completely gone out the window. So I think we'll have to go for plan B, which is an overcut, and see if we can make this work. I'm going to stretch out this stint for a couple of more laps then, because I've got some clear track. Run it in rich mix and see what we can do. In comes Verstappen. He's going to come in for his one only stop of the race, so that's going to promote me temporarily into the race lead. But let's see what we can try and do now with literally clear track ahead of us. Okay, so I'm going to come in now. Full out as a pretty good in lap. I was only a 10th down on my very best middle sector. So here we go then. Pushing the speed limit. We're going to come in for a one only stop this race. Pretty much as good as you want for an in lap in rich mix. Pushing as hard as I can. A 1.8 pit stop, which is exactly what you need. All the cars, as you can see in the mini map, they're all in traffic, all tripping up over each other. So we could be within a shot here, coming up maybe in third place if we're lucky. It's going to be very close here. We're on the super soft tyre. Here we come. They're all coming down the pit straight right now as we get up to speed. It's going to be so close. And now on the exit of turn one, we've got the Williams there holding everybody up as we leave the pit lane. We're going to get up to speed now. Can we get ahead of Bottas? No, we can't. Not quite. But we come out ahead of Kimi Raikkonen, who's trying to get past me. So we've made the overcut work beautifully. And everybody on the super soft tyre who came out behind Bottas has lost critical time here. And I'm now on all over the back of I'm just trying to speak, but I'm trying to concentrate at the same time. I'm trying to get past Bottas, but he's literally a moving chicane or mobile chicane. But we've got ahead of both of the Mercedes and Kimi Raikkonen, so a pretty decent overcut there. And all we've got ahead of us, with the exception of the Williams, is both of the Red Bulls for the remainder of this race. So not a bad recovery drive and not a bad overcut whatsoever. But now let's see if we can try and get past Valtteri Bottas here, right in his gearbox. Shall we go for a dive into the Noooo chicane? We're going to go stick our nose up the inside. It's going to be very close, too wide. Oh, this is going to work. It's going to be so close, but we do get the move done there. Beautiful overtake, and we're up into P3. Fantastic move there, and we can now focus on the task in hand and chasing the Red Bulls. Oh no, Ericsson. Oh, move. I'll get out of the way, honestly. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, Esteban Ocon's out of the race. We've got a yellow flag momentarily, so we've got a car out of the race, so we'll keep an eye out. That could trigger some sort of safety car, and yes, we have. We've got a safety car, so literally as I say it, we've got a safety car, and there's Ocon who's had to pull over, so something's gone wrong there. But this is crucial for us, because I think I'm going to pit and get a front wing change, because I'm understeering like an absolute bus. So just looking at a replay here from Esteban Ocon, as you can see, he's got the Red Bull of, I believe, Max Verstappen behind him. But as you can see on the pit straight now, he's actually going to have an engine failure as the engine just goes pop, and he's had enough, and it's going to eventually send him into the wall. The Red Bull of Verstappen actually hits him, losing a bit of a front wing, and then he goes straight into the wall. So a very unfortunate one there for the Frenchman. So I know it's a risky call, but I think I'm going to decide to go for the pit stop, because I just don't like the fact I've got basically both parts of my end plate missing. It's basically a plank of wood, so it's going to play the safe option here and come in for a fresh set of ultra soft tyres and a brand new front wing for a little bit extra front downforce. And we're just going to push. Basically the safety car's going to hopefully cushion the blow. We're only going to lose only a couple of places, not too many, fingers crossed. I can't see any more cars on the mini-map now, so we should rejoin in about P8, so fingers crossed that works out for us. I've just noticed Verstappen has come in, and also look at that, Kvyat and Sainz are both out of the race. They're both Torossos out of the race there, so something's going on elsewhere on the track. But either way, we're going to rejoin hopefully in P8. No, Bottas just goes past. I think he's got that position. I'm going to try and race him, and no, we can't get it, so we're going to drop down to P9, but P9 with about 10 laps I want to say to go once the safety car eventually comes in. It's going to be a tough ask, but crucially Verstappen has come in, so that's going to help. But we've got a very interesting final 10 laps or so ahead of us. Okay, so the safety car's coming in now. Oh, that was close. The safety car's coming in, so we're going to go green. And here we go. The restart is underway, so let's see what we can try and do. Try and catch Bottas maybe and pass him on these fresh tyres. Make the most of these brand new purple tyres. Literally, we're pushing Bottas through the final corner. We're going to pull to the left hand side, but I'm just not fast enough on a straight line to make a move. On these fresh tyres, going to make a dive up the inside of turn one. We're going to go for it. There we go. Bottas ain't Max Verstappen, I can tell you that for a fact. And there we go. We've made a nice comfortable move into P8 straight away, not wasting any time, making our way through the field here. So let's go chase down Max Verstappen. So we've got a lap car here of Nico Hülkenberg getting in the way. He's causing a bit of trouble here. I'm trying to get past, but Hülkenberg just costing us valuable time here, and also to the rest of the AI cars. But here we go, back into some clear air. Let's go after Max and try and get past him. Here we are, all over the back of Verstappen. Can we get a run, get him into this corner here? We're going to stick our nose up the inside. It's going to be side by side, very tight through here. Max gives us the room, and he just holds on. So once again, our nemesis around here, Max Verstappen, he's got a number around here. We just can't seem to get past him. So he's doing a stellar job of holding me back, I've got to say, but it's only a matter of time. I will get him eventually. So we've got more traffic in the form of Marcus Ericsson up ahead through to back. He's causing all sorts of issues. We're trying to get past, but he's just going so slowly and no one can get through here. Let's see if we can try and sneak up the inside, maybe make a cheeky lunge. Oh, that's going to be close. That's going to be very close. We've got a car park here at the Raskas. Blue flags, just the lap cars causing all sorts of trouble here on the restart. First it was Hulkenberg, and now Marcus Ericsson, as you can see, hopefully he stays to the left hand side. Yes, he does, and we can get past him there quite comfortably, but these lap cars are not helping us whatsoever. There's Alonso up next as a lap car. He's going to get in my way. Oh no. Oh, that was just inevitable. I knew that. I don't know why, I just knew that was going to happen. So many lap cars, and it just had to be me who got the short straw there. And somehow I lost my front right suspension. I swear I only just grazed the wall. I didn't even smack it that hard. Let me see again. It wasn't even that heavy of a hit. It's just a slight brush up on the wall. If we slow it down, you can see it's just brushing the wall ever so. I'm basically doing what Verstappen did, but Verstappen managed to survive, and I was a casualty. So yeah, cheers Alonso, brilliant. So there we have it, guys. That was the Monaco Grand Prix. As you can see, Ricciardo managed to win the race ahead of Raikkonen, and Max Verstappen recovered to a brilliant third place, with both of the Mercedes in 4th and 5th, and then both of the Haas just behind them. So quite an interesting top 10 with Felipe Nasr managing a bag of point there for Sauber. And also looking at the driver's standings, you can see that we've actually lost our lead completely to just down to 1 point to Daniel Ricciardo now. So the lead's come down massively in this race, a massive blow for the title race. And as you can see, we're now looking at the constructor standings, you can see that also the lead has come down to just 22 points between ourselves and Red Bull, and Red Bull brought some major upgrades along with us this race, so Red Bull are going to be very quick for the next few races. But nevertheless, guys, if you did enjoy the video, then a thumbs up would be greatly appreciated. Also check out these 2 videos on screen if you haven't seen them already, and I do urge you to go check out the last race in Spain to see how that one went. But nevertheless, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in my next one very soon from the Canadian Grand Prix. Goodbye.